So hello everyone, this is Tuesday, August 16, 2022, the Hindu Delhi edition, and as usual we'll be first identifying the most important news followed by a detailed discussion. So let's go and identify things. Okay, China is conducting more military drills, just know these things. Iran denies role but justifies attack. Okay, fine. Kejriwal has not required. Rover Savarkar not required. Country facing twin challenges of corruption and nepotism. Misogyny needs to be combated. Too, says PM Modi. Don't belittle freedom fighters, says Sonia Gandhi. Okay, fine. Not required. Drenched in tricolor. National flag. Oh yes, they tried something white, but red marble is giving it. Okay, aim to create 20 lakh jobs. Mahagathbandhan leader meet ahead of cabinet expansion. Lie, a blatant lie. Okay, 20 lakh jobs and that in Bihar. Let's see how it goes. Why Gandhi 75 years after Freedom Hour? With Gandhi 75 years after Freedom Hour, Gandhi Bhavan in Kolkata felt as lonely as on the question in 1947. Okay. Fine. There is nothing here. Okay, there is nothing here as well. Okay. Okay. Nothing here. Okay. Okay. Okay, there is nothing here. Okay, now let's see the editorial. The fragility of Northeastern integration. Okay, we have to see this very briefly. Okay, we'll see this very briefly because it is talking about Northeast region and it is important. So let's see what we can get from here. Sake of its own people, not global oppression. Okay. The temples that Jawaharlal Nehru built laid in India's growth story since independence. Okay, we'll just have a look over it. Let's see what it is. Okay. The shackles of 1861 need to go. I think 1861. Why it is the provision not required? A roadmap for India-EU ties. Okay. If you want, you can read it, or else read in the PT 365 or means 365. That would be enough. The conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh. Armenia and Azerbaijan, right? And look at this missile. Just know this region, that it is, because whenever it will come in prelims, and that too in match the following type. Okay, we'll read the gist. Okay, we'll read the gist and try to understand what it is. If not clear, then we'll go inside the article. Cash, big tech talent conundrum. Okay, the gist, we'll see what it is. Fundamental duties key to social transformation. Okay, fine. Srinagar to get Gaurav's thumb. Fine. JK accepted flag with constitutional guarantee. Okay, world leaders wish India Independence Day. Okay, Ambika Soni, her striker not required. Turning 75 embraces to okay, fine. Bali, Ahmedabad, Srinagar, Bhopal. Call freedom of expression in India, fine. Okay, I don't see much. No, this thing 3D printed cornea is in operation now. Okay, let's see. Taliban marked turbulent first year in powers. UK, okay, fine. UK authorized Moderna, Omicron, okay. New military drills, okay. India got Dornier. Okay. Kenya's William Ruto declared president-elect. Fine. State signal intent to write capex index. Okay. China sees surprise rate cut as economic data disappoint. Okay. Okay, here. Fine. Okay, so we have nothing here and nothing on this page. Okay, so now we are done identifying. Let's go and analyze the same. So there were no news on these pages, no? We have directly the editorial page. Let's see. Very briefly we'll be seeing this. The fragility of Northeastern integration, okay. The idea of India is under transformation again, and any return to mainstream versus substream fiction spells danger. Yes, this is correct. Okay, so India should be integrated. There should nothing be called mainstream and substream. Entirety should be India. Okay. Integration of Northeast into mainstream India life has been on the national agenda for very start of India's journey. The region has always been seen to be somewhat alien and neglected assimilation, which founds reflection in administrative term to such measure on opposite end of a spectrum should characterize this predicament. The sixth schedule, okay, to such measure, the sixth schedule, 1949 introduction, and the draconian ASPA Act promulgated in 58. The 75 years after independence, the question is how successful has this integration been? The British has also considered leaving this Mongolian French, a term British Indian Foreign Secretary coined in a paper in 1940 as Crown Colony. Okay, the entity was combination of hilly region of Northeast and Upper Burma. The government of Assam flagged this in a 22-page note in 1937 titled "A Note on Future of Presently Excluded, Partially Excluded and Tribal Areas of Assam," by saying people here are neither racially, historically, culturally or linguistically had any affinity with the rest of India. There were other similar thoughts too, as David, this person, on the edge of empire, okay, has written. This excluded and partially excluded areas Reed mentions were constituted situated largely on unadministrated hills of Assam, separated from its revenue plains by inner line created by Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation of 1873. Okay, the ILP we all know, inner line permit, was constituted by Bengal Eastern Frontier BEFR of 1873, right? And this was a year before Assam was separated from Bengal and made a chief commissioner's provision. Fine. The sixth schedule. British Assam was virtually entire northeast of today, excluding two kingdoms of Tripura and Manipur. This kingdom, though no inner line was introduced, British brought a similar administrative mechanism and separating excluded hills from revenue plains. In Tripura, the plain of Chakla, Roshanabad were annexed to British Bengal, and Tripura kings were allowed to be landowners but not claim sovereignty over them. The Manipur hills and central revenue plains of Imphal Valley came to be treated as separate administrative regions. The Crown Colony plan was untimely dropped on the grounds of administrative feasibility. Okay. This is entirety. The sixth schedule was independent India's first administrative instrument for the undivided Assam tribal belt. The work of British born Indian anthropologists who advocated for tribals to be encouraged to live by their own genesis were its inspiration. The schedule mandated formation of autonomous district council, in which among other tribal customary laws were given legitimacy. The Naga Hills refused the sixth schedule and would have nothing less than sovereignty. A powerful insurgency resulted, and it is now and in its wake AFSPA with sweeping powers given to armed forces. As an overture of pacification, the Naga Hill district were merged with the adjacent subdivisions of Nifa, or today's Arunachal, to form a separate Nagaland state in 63. Naga insurgency, however, raised on different avatars. A peace negotiated between has been in process for last 25 years, and the hope is that this would continue for in a lasting settlement. In 1972, most of these autonomous regions were bifurcated from Assam. Meghalaya became a state. Arunachal, Mizoram were made union territory. Later, the two were upgraded to state in 87. Tripura and Manipur, which were made Part C state after merger with India, were also upgraded to state. Amid this, the national identity question remained incomplete. Okay, incompletely resolved, when insurgency spawned and spread even in states like Assam and Manipur, where the emotional gulf with mainstream India has seemingly narrowed. The hegemonic suspicion of Indian state of Mongolian fringe and reciprocal fear of latter being forced out of their traditional worlds to be overwhelmed by a culture and population deluge from mainstream persisted. Okay. Every deviation from national norm in the region came to be attributed to machinations by unseen foreign hands. Likewise, every nationalizing project tended to be seen as one other side as insidious cultural aggression. Inclusion by accommodation. But as India gained confidence and shed its insecurity of further balkanization after its traumatic partition, the outlook towards nation identity and nationalism underwent moderations, inclining towards a constitutional definition of these understanding rather than cultural. Okay, national integration also came to be more about mainstreaming boarding to accommodate all other streams within the national territory rather than requiring a latter to leave their stream to join the mainstream. The changes of Northeastern Council went through can be read as demonstration of this. Okay, so changes in Northeastern Council, right? Northeastern Council. The institution was founded in 71 as an advisory body. Initially, members were governors of Northeastern state, thereby remaining the ears and eyes of the center. Its original place to made security a primary concern. In 2002, the Act brought NEC to life was amended From advisory role, it became infrastructure planning body, and in the region, Sikkim was also brought into its ambit. Significantly, its executive structure expanded to include chief ministers, etc., etc. Likewise, donor was created in union government in 2001 and 2004. It was upgraded to full-fledged ministry. Okay, the paranoid suspicion of a foreign hand to the paranoid suspicion of a foreign hand to has all but disappeared, and earlier in 1991 Indian Look East policy was born with a stated objective of linking Northeast with the vibrant economies of South Asia. In 2010, a protected area regime that has restricted visits to Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram by foreigners was relaxed. Although unsuccessful, there were even judicial commission constituted in 2004 to recommend a way to repeal or else humanize ASPA. The new optimism was palpable. Indeed, it would not be unreasonable to presume that this was the moral imagination of this person at work. Fine. But now an unsettling question. But the idea of India's transforming again under BJP government in New Delhi, indicating a return of rigid understanding by the Indian mainstream. The unsettling question is, would this mean a return to mainstream versus substream fiction? The BJP today has strong presence of Northeast. The parties in power in Assam, Tripura, Manipur, Arunachal. But what needs to be remembered is the electoral politics in the region has been less about ideology and more about aligning with the party in power at center. The grassroots sentiment do not always reflect in this hand, and these are supported by two examples. Okay, Assam vehemently opposed BJP's Citizenship Amendment Act, yet electorate returned the BJP to power. In Manipur, AFSPA remained an emotive issue, yet BJP, which has not even mentioned AFSPA in its election manifesto, was voted back. This disconnect between grassroots and electoral politics being what is there no guarantee that BJP party ideology has hardness or sublimated an undercurrent of gut politics in the region. If unmindful, the potential of trouble of CAA, AFSPA or other countercultural region is known can flare up again regardless of the party in power. Look, AFSPA is one of the problems that Northeast is actually facing. The other problem is the cultural integration. So what is the problem? AFSPA is one of the problem, and other problem is the problem of this thing, cultural integration, right? Cultural integration cannot take place directly. It needs time and people movement. Okay, diffusion of ideas leads to cultural integration, and due to the geographical and political challenges, diffusion of idea, the pace of this diffusion is very slow, which leads to this problem of non-integration, right? So this should be tackled. There are ways government is trying, and let's see in coming time it may be possible that it gets fully integrated, right? The temple that Mr. Nehru built, Nehru luminous legacy is deeply laid in India's growth story since independence. Vision of modern nation, okay, Nehru luminous legacy deeply laid. The okay, LIC was launched, and IITs were launched, AIMS were launched. It would also be okay. Idea as an institution, BARC was launched. Look here, it is written. Bakra Nagal Dam, BHEL, AIMS, LIC, ONGC, OIC, National Library of India, National Institute of Design, Nehru saw, and all those things were there. When IITs were planned, Nehru was establishing a network of Kendriya Vidyalaya. Fine. So these things, those fine. Shift in economy, set stage for momentum of Indian economy and management model because of template. Okay, this is just the history. Go and read it. This would just take some time and won't be fruitful enough. Let's see this Nagorno-Karabakh region. Okay, the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict remains stalemated despite several ceasefire agreements. Both Baku and Yerevan claims absolute historic ownership of the region, which is located within the boundaries of Azerbaijan but populated by Armenians. Okay, So what is the problem? If this is the region, this is Azerbaijan, okay, and populated by Armenian. This is the region. Major issue includes delimiting the border between them, the nature of transportation corridor in the region, and future of the status of this place, as well as the transfer of prisoners of war. The presence of Russian peacekeeping forces in the region has also become a matter of concern, as mandatory has to be defined. The frustration over the peacekeeping forces has intensified due to their inaction in stopping ceasefire violation. Okay. How the people live at these places, because there is a constant fear of these missiles and all those things. Okay, so the Chinese visit. On August 13, Sri Lanka approved the arrival of Chinese satellite tracking vessel, okay, to its Chinese funded Hambantota port. India has expressed its concern over Chinese vessel visit. The spokesperson of the MEA commented that India carefully monitors any development bearing on its security and economic interests. China reacted strongly that they were asked to defer the vessel visit. Without directly referring to India, China said that completely unjustified for certain countries to cite so-called security concern to pressure Sri Lanka. This will go on. We cannot change our neighbors, right? So this will go on now and then. Okay, the pandemic effect on job were far-reaching. The ILO report titled Asia Pacific Employment and Social Outlook, Navigating the Crisis Towards Human-Centered Future Work, estimates the pandemic to have wiped out some 81 million jobs. Okay. Hiring tech talent is not easy. Startup flushed with cash from venture capitals lure tech talents to join their venture. Representation of Fortune 500 companies, including big tech firms, fell 25% in the tech job universe as startup, unicorns, newly listed public companies, and non-tech companies increased their hiring for tech role. Despite the plans to build the talent bench, top 10 firms are now hitting the brakes on hiring. The hiring rethinks come at a time when VCs are tightening their purse, venture capitalists, okay, due to geopolitical supply chain. So look, this thing always affects things like the geopolitical issues are obviously pressurizing the VCs, the venture capitalists, to have to tighten their purse, right? This leads to less fund availability with the new firm that is going to hire, so they will cut on hiring. This is what this article wants to say, right? So I don't think there was any more news left. Still, I'll go over it so that nothing remains untouched. Yes, so with this we come to end of today's newspaper analysis. I hope you like it. If you like it, consider subscribing the channel, liking the content, commenting and sharing the content, right? With this I take a part from you to goodbye all. Good luck, study hard and Jai Hind.
So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also, keep studying hard, keep following your dreams and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard